Hey, so I've been listening to The Sociopath Next Door um, today, which is a psychiatric professional's reflective book after serving in a medical capacity for sociopaths that went through his or her office. And some on my broadcast, like monitored consciousness, is exactly how Christian describes. That's what different that makes me different than those attacking me, is that they have not just singularly but organized access to that technology, making my brain a receiver, which I don't want any of. I'd prefer only visual communication, and then my eyes didn't hurt when I saw the broadcast. Otherwise, I'm not seeing it. But where was I? Yeah, so listening to The Sociopath Next Door, a book written by a professional on sociopaths. Uh, some maybe monitors that were here realized, okay, I guess I'm a sociopath, and so trying to be aware that that was something else that came through my NLP is that playing this book as an aware TI selected from targetedindividuals.com. It's a free audio book playing. I think I've gotten through 4 hours of it, of a 7 hour reading. Some on my channels, as Kevin Christian describes, that have access to my address can get my EEG, and they can have my life experience and send NLP in my ear or not loop it. So I want to kill myself, because that really makes me want to kill myself. Sometimes that looping of the same statements over and over for brainwashing, trauma-based mind control. This gang tried to trick me into getting mad at the Jews for using neurolinguistic programming on over like 3-4 years, so long that it's hard to recall all the length of time it was used, and then had like a gang set to come in and defend that, or use it to bear false witness and call me like a Jewish Satan after using NLP in my head so much to get words that would be any way upsetting at Jews, and I'm upset at the NLP, but you lose free will. And then have people coming in to defend Jews was like some of the angling on how to destroy a blue state, wonky, non-consensual telepath and conceal information. That what differentiates me from people on their headgear is the technology, and then know how to use it. Allegedly, I may have like 3 guys that are stationed here to like kill any friendlies that would come up on the broadcaster as electromagnetic beings and not perps, in no ways to my benefit. Like, so I'm surrounded by hostile soldiers in the MF. What else did I want to say? So some are realizing they're sociopaths because I'm playing this book on sociopaths, and they have some awareness now, some self awareness. I'm working on, what is this, more like a Mr. Miyagi beard right here today? I don't know. I'm working on growing this out and living past 50. Who knows? Maybe even 60. I'm 40 years old and aware TI, and these voices are real people in other locations. Other times they can be not. It could be like a falsified representation of a voice that I hear. I don't know all the, somebody setting a loop and electromagnetic audio communication that is nothing more than a program, and the TIs left there tortured by the same satanic repeater for mind control behavior modification. Like, trying to blame Jews for me being a TI for 3 years, and then have a group of gang stalkers like invade Portland from hell knows where to defend Jews or something like that, when it may have been somebody else pulling the strings behind that in the EMF anyways, that's a racist. So I am enduring. I had destroyed my rape codes, like was threatened or used against Dr. Catherine Horton by the intelligence outfits out there in Europe with N52 level magnets, and wanted to pass that on, and medical rubber from a rubber glove and tape if you need it. Women know their bodies better than I to deter electromagnetic rape and prevent it, and leave it on for 6 months, a year, and you may not get raped anymore at all. And so don't let anybody patent that. That was a little contribution from a ghostwriter of sorts, and I care about you, and nobody should get electromagnetic form raped. It's some of the worst of the war crimes, I feel like. And then neurolinguistic programming's pretty up there for what you don't want to happen to you. And so I live the life of a tortured political dissident and an aware TI now, and I'm trying not to get angry or aim to humiliate or get triggered and traumatized into more behavior that wouldn't have been mine otherwise. And plan on living. I've said and been trauma-based mind control to think about things and say things that I normally never would have. And I have mind control addicts around my personhood in the sub-reality of the EMF. I'm still getting broadcast. I want to stop getting broadcast, and it's a nationwide war crime against humanity and crime against creation. And I'm not John Bolton. I didn't sit through 2 administrations of Republican presidents. I'm not the familiar with the lawlessness of the electromagnetic frequency or running it like a mafia or, having many troops, but virtue signaling has actually put my life at risk because people that would have defended me, defended what they're trying to pawn off the work of 5,000 operatives on me, on one narcissist in like Art of War, Problem Reaction Solution shit. Like it was like 1,600 illegal senders, and then all the street theater. I mean, they deep captured like all of Portland State, followed me all over the West. Stuff that I've even been aware of, like towns, like how many people in the last year in Hillsborough have showed up and been synthetically telepathic, had my RNM, and then specifically used it against me. I mean, there's been like about 5,000. And they're trying to blame all that on one narcissist who got his headgear and like won't leave with his 2 flanked buddies that would kill friendly EMF. And they would suffer the pain of death in the EMF, but then wake up in their bodies in other locations and be fine. They would not be dead. So it's really hard for me to get the gear and then learn how to use it while I'm like under an EB-FAR in my room or held captive unconstitutionally by hostile soldiers of the EMF that can appear as anybody in 3D. And so Rapunzel, oh, let down your golden fucking hair, right? No, I'm gonna stay up in my tower up here in the nut house. I'm crazy. It makes me ill. The trauma-based mind control makes me think or say things that I normally never would for political expediency, war, and degrading the human condition. I'm not a psychopath, a sociopath, or a narcissist, but there may be a lot of them that have tortured me in 15 years. It's been about 5,000, not one narcissist with his headgear. Whole places get decaptured if they wanna. Anything from a convenience store to an entire university. And not that they want to or have even really planned or thought it out, but somebody could very much with this technology deep capture the entire Vatican. Swiss card, what? Like, they would have that pretty well. And so that infrastructure's been there for a long time. And the Duke, or the Queen of England's husband that was in that car crash at like 96 or 97 recently in the news, the reason why he didn't die in that car crash is because he was putting out an EMF form of himself, probably. It was safer to go out in public in EMF form. And he got in a car wreck and he couldn't have been killed because he's in EMF form and he walked away from it. I wondered for a while, like, that guy should have died. And I thought about it recently. I'm like, hey there, catch up. Yeah, he was probably an EMF manifestation of himself. That's why he walked away from that car wreck. I got in a car wreck and was, the real guy, flesh and blood, and did a little spinal test and want to live. I want to make it. 50 is a good goal. Take it a decade at a time. I want to make it to 50. And less NLP, if anything. And if anybody can adjust it, so if I see a broadcast that doesn't hurt my eyeballs, that may be help with diplomacy and cessation of combat. I'm not I shouldn't have been in the targeted individual program. You should cease using secret surveillance on myself and my family. Aspirational, right?